Jessica Gray, B1507535, edu226, Education in a Digital Era. Does digital technology alter humans? Mark Prensky argues that the digital era has altered people in one of two ways. He calls those born before 1980 digital immigrants and those born after 1980 digital natives. Digital immigrants may find it harder to become accustomed to modern-day technology, and it may be difficult for them to adapt to life in the digital era, whereas the younger generation, the digital natives, have grown up surrounded by digital technology, therefore it has not been altered their lives. Prensky does, however, talk about how some digital immigrants may become used to technology over time as they use it more frequently, whereas for others it will always be a struggle to live with. The question is then raised as to whether, in terms of education, should children be taught in the seemingly old-fashioned way by playing outside and reading books, or should teachers become accustomed to the digital era we are in and change their teaching methods? On one hand, Yeomans would argue that the digital technology is altering everyday life in such a way that it is ruining childhood and the education system. He states that by using digital technology every day, children are losing the ability to experiment and discover for themselves. On the other hand, Neil discusses how we are living in the digital era. Many future jobs of the children who are currently in school will require them to be fluent in technology, as more businesses and companies become digital. Therefore, by emphasising the use of technology in the classroom, it is better preparing the children for their later working life. Many would argue that the alterations which digital technology makes on humans could be extremely positive in some cases. For example, Harbison talked about how he was born colourblind, but with the use of advanced modern-day technology, he is now able to process colour through audible frequencies. Also, Rebus showed us how not only can digital technology fix medical problems we are born with, but it can also enhance our bodies, through means such as bionic limbs and adding additional senses to the body, although this may be seen as unnecessary by some. Another positive change, which many would argue is a major benefit of modern-day technology, is the power of the internet and how it has revolutionised communication. Zhu agrees with this statement and further explains how the use of the internet allows us to communicate overseas quickly and easily, which 20 years ago would not have been possible. Other positive alterations to human lives which have come as a result of the digital era include how people are now able to use social media to connect with groups of people for support with hobbies or rare illnesses. It can also be a medical treatment for some, such as cochlear ear implants. In terms of business, digital technology can be more reliable for storing data and information for companies. However, not every theorist would agree with this view. Palmer, for instance, believes that the alterations digital technology is having, especially on our younger generation, is toxic. She lists some of the main areas of concern which are being jeopardised as communication skills, the decline of outdoor play, and the apparent commercialisation of childhood. These may be under threat because they are being replaced with their digital counterparts. Those who are also digital dissenters and would agree with Palmer's view include Striphass, who explains how the internet is developing its own algorithmic culture. This means that the amount we have to think for ourselves is reduced, as the internet makes more suggestions for us, therefore declining brain stimulation, which is seen by many as a negative change made by digital technology. Another negative result of the digital era is brought up by Greenfield, who brings to our attention the increase in a screen-based life, where many everyday activities are carried out online, which reduces individuals' attention span. Contrary to this, Toffler suggests that it is not technology itself which is having a negative effect on people, but the rapidness of change in society surrounding the digital era. He refers to this as future shock, and that digital immigrants will eventually become accustomed to it. Lanier disagrees with this completely and lies at the other end of the spectrum. He believes that by comparing us to robots and machines, it is deterministic and degrading, and technology will never be able to have human emotions which are unique to us. He also talks about cybernetic totalism, which he explains means that in the future, digital technology may well replace the need for humans. Kurzweil would agree with Lanier, as he talks about how he predicts by 2029 digital technology will be as, if not more, intelligent than humans. He also states that by 2049, technology will be able to develop itself and will have moved away from the human mind and body completely. Opinions on whether the effects of digital technology are positive or negative differ along the spectrum from digital evangelists to digital dissenters, Prensky to Palmer. Some would argue that the digital technology is now moving forward and creating its own culture and making humans more reliant. The rise of digital technology can affect humans both positively and negatively, but so do many things in life, and the key is finding a healthy balance.